Mistakes are a fact of life. And let's be honest, we all mess up, no matter how careful we try to be. But some mistakes are so outrageous they're impossible to forget. From shocking financial disasters to decisions that make you stop and think, what were they even thinking? These stories take human error to a whole new level. They'll make you laugh, gasp, and maybe even feel a little better about your own slip-ups. So, let's dive into the lives of these 15 people who made a really bad mistake and see what lessons we can learn from them. Let's start off this list with number 15, Timothy Treadwell's Grizzly Tale. Timothy Treadwell loved grizzly bears so much, he basically thought they were his furry best friends. For 13 summers, the self-proclaimed grizzly man camped in Alaska's Katmai National Park, documenting bears and advocating for their protection. Unfortunately, in 2003, one bear reminded him that wild animals don't make friends. Timothy and his girlfriend, Amy Huguenard, were attacked at their remote campsite in a chilling incident that was partially captured on audio. The tragic event raised eyebrows and shivers about Timothy's unconventional methods and his belief that bears would respect his boundaries. But they didn't. While his passion was undeniable, Timothy's fate is a grim reminder that wildlife is, well, wild. His story continues to spark debates about conservation, safety, and why trying to bond with a grizzly bear might not be the best idea. Number 14. Ricky Meggie survival in the Australian Outback. In 2006, Ricky Meggie turned a routine drive into a real-life episode of Survivor Outback Edition. Stranded in the middle of nowhere for a jaw-dropping 71 days, Ricky had no food, no supplies, and definitely no GPS. Whether he was lost due to car trouble, a bad map, or a run-in with some shady characters is still up for debate. But one thing's for sure, his survival skills deserve a standing ovation. Ricky's menu included leeches, insects, and the occasional lizard, which sounds more like a dare than dinner. For drinks, he relied on cattle dams and water holes. By the time rescuers found him, he'd dropped to just 99 pounds, looking more like a skeleton with a sunburn. Despite the terrifying ordeal, Ricky's resourcefulness shines as a beacon of hope, and maybe a reminder to pack snacks and a satellite phone next time you take a road trip through the Australian Outback. Number 13. Andrew Oberle Chimpanzee Attack. In 2012, Andrew Oberle learned that chimps aren't just cute primates. They're also territorial and terrifyingly strong. While visiting a South African sanctuary, Andrew crossed a restricted fence to retrieve a dropped stone. Unfortunately, the chimps didn't see it as a thoughtful gesture. They saw it as trespassing. The chimps attacked, dragging Andrew away and inflicting catastrophic injuries, including severe damage to his face and limbs. Rescuers intervened, and Andrew was rushed to the hospital, where he underwent multiple surgeries and a grueling recovery. Andrew's ordeal became a sobering reminder of why fences exist and why wild animals, no matter how familiar, demand respect. His resilience in overcoming such trauma is inspiring, but his story serves as a cautionary tale. Don't mess with chimps. They're not here for high fives. Number 12. Aaron Ralston's unstoppable survival. In 2003, Aaron Ralston's adventure in Utah's Blue John Canyon turned into a nightmare when an 800-pound boulder trapped his arm against the canyon wall. With no cell service and only a few supplies, Aaron faced what seemed like a certain death. For 5 days, he rationed water and food, tried in vain to move the boulder, and recorded farewell messages for his family. But Aaron's will to live proved stronger than the rock. In an act of unthinkable bravery, he used a dull multi-tool to amputate his own arm. The grueling process took hours, but it freed him. Aaron then rappelled down a 65-foot cliff and hiked 6 miles before encountering help. His story, immortalized in the film 127 Hours, is an awe-inspiring testament to human determination. Aaron didn't just survive, he became a symbol of resilience, proving that when life pins you down, you fight back. And maybe avoid solo hikes. Number 11. Fred Merkel costly mistake. Fred Merkel, a promising first baseman for the New York Giants, etched his name into baseball history on September 23, 1908, with a costly mistake forever known as Merkel's boner. In a crucial late-season game against the Chicago Cubs, the Giants were on the brink of victory. Merkel hit a single, and his teammate seemingly scored the game-winning run. Thinking it was over, Merkel left the field without touching second base. Johnny Evers, the Cubs' sharp second baseman, noticed the error. Amid chaos and attempts to stop him, Evers retrieved the ball and tagged second base. The umpire ruled Merkel out, nullifying the run and forcing the game into a tie. A replay was held later, which the Cubs won, propelling them to secure the championship. The mistake shadowed Merkel's career, making his name a symbol of avoidable errors and forever immortalizing his slip-up in sports history. All right, now, let's dive into today's main topic. A photo recently made waves on social media, sparking a heated debate. At first look, it seems like two massive rocks with a group of people standing on top. But hold on, something feels off. Are those people wearing traditional outfits that look similar to Native American attire? What's your take? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's uncover the mystery together. Number 10. Victoria Seliers parachute drama. Victoria Seliers took falling hard to a terrifying level in 2015 when both her main and reserve parachutes failed during a jump over Salisbury Plain. Plummeting 4,000 feet, she miraculously survived by landing on a freshly plowed field. Her injuries, broken ribs, a collapsed lung, and a shattered pelvis, were severe, but they didn't claim her life. The real shock came later. An investigation revealed her husband, Emile Seliers, had sabotaged her parachutes in a calculated attempt to kill her for life insurance money. Victoria's resilience in the face of such betrayal turned her into a symbol of survival and strength. Meanwhile, Emile received a life sentence, proving that justice and karma are inescapable. Her story is a chilling reminder that sometimes the real danger isn't the fall, but the person pushing you out the door. So, never trust someone with your life, especially if they stand to gain from your death. Now, let's move to Number 9. Michael Fagans' Royal Palace invasion. In 1982, Michael Fagan achieved the impossible, or at least the downright ridiculous, by sneaking into Buckingham Palace and having a casual chat with Queen Elizabeth II. Armed with absolutely nothing, Fagan scaled a drain pipe, dodged alarms, and waltzed through the palace halls like he was checking into a hotel. After accidentally smashing a glass ashtray, because nothing says stealth like breaking things, he wandered into the Queen's bedroom. There he found Her Majesty herself, who, instead of panicking, decided to politely engage her uninvited guest in a 10-minute chat. Imagine venting your problems about unemployment and politics to the literal Queen of England. A bold move, Michael. Security eventually showed up, though not before Fagan made headlines for exposing how shockingly easy it was to crash a royal residence. Unsurprisingly, this stunt prompted a serious security upgrade at the palace. Number 8. Fernando de la Jara sculpture drama. What happens when you mix a daring dare, a curious young man, and a giant sculpture titled Making Love? You get 22 firefighters and an embarrassing headline. In Tübingen, Germany, a man decided to crawl into a suggestive statue by Peruvian artist Fernando de la Jara, because why not? Then he got stuck. The man soon realized that squeezing into the statue's narrow opening wasn't the best idea. Onlookers called for help, and firefighters arrived, armed with tools and barely contained laughter. They carefully freed him while ensuring the sculpture, an abstract depiction of the female form, remained intact. The man emerged unscathed, though his pride didn't survive. The incident turned the sculpture into a social media sensation, with jokes flying faster than the rescue team. Let's just say this wasn't the kind of art appreciation the artist had in mind. Number 7. Roy Sullivan, the human lightning rod. Roy Sullivan, a Virginia park ranger, holds the Guinness World Record for surviving 7 lightning strikes between the 1940s and 1970s. Nicknamed the human lightning rod, Sullivan's first encounter came in 1942 when a lightning strike hit a fire lookout tower he was in, setting his hair ablaze. Over the years, he suffered burns, muscle damage, and other injuries. Yet he survived each harrowing incident. By 1969, lightning struck him while driving a truck, scorching his eyebrows and eyelashes. As the strikes continued, Sullivan began carrying a can of water to extinguish his hair in case of another hit. Despite his resilience, the repeated strikes left him superstitious and isolated, as others avoided him during storms, fearing his uncanny lightning attraction. Roy Sullivan's extraordinary story remains one of nature's strangest phenomena, a testament to his incredible survival instincts and a reminder of the unpredictable power of the natural world. Number 6. Alexander Selkirk, real-life Robinson Crusoe. In 1704, Scottish sailor Alexander Selkirk decided that arguing with his captain wasn't enough. He wanted off the ship entirely. He asked to be marooned on a deserted island in the South Pacific, figuring it was better than staying aboard. Spoiler: the ship later sank. Selkirk spent 4 years surviving on what is now Robinson Crusoe Island. He hunted goats, foraged for plants, and crafted tools, all while battling loneliness and the elements. By the time a passing ship rescued him in 1709, he was a wild, goat-taming expert. His story inspired Daniel Defoe's Robinson Crusoe, cementing Selkirk's place in literary and survival history. It's a tale of resourcefulness, resilience, and maybe thinking twice before telling your boss to shove it. We've all wanted to do it, but maybe not to this extreme. If your boss is that bad, maybe just find a new job or something else that doesn't involve living on an island for 4 years. Number 5. The tragic safari attack on Catherine Chappell. In 2015, Catherine Chappell, a 29-year-old visual effects artist who worked on blockbuster hits like Godzilla and Captain America, The Winter Soldier, traveled to South Africa to champion wildlife conservation. Ironically, her passion for nature came with a tragic twist. During a visit to Johannesburg's Lion Park, she rolled down her window for a better photo of the lions, because apparently, the giant teeth and claws weren't clear enough. Despite park rules emphasizing, keep your windows closed or you might become lunch, Catherine's open window invited a lioness closer than intended. The lioness lunged into the vehicle, fatally attacking her before bystanders could intervene. The incident, though tragic, quickly sparked debates on safari safety and why some rules aren't just suggestions. Her story remains a sobering reminder. When dealing with wildlife, it's best to admire them from behind the glass, preferably with the windows up. Number 4. Pam Babcocks Bathroom Ordeal. Pam Babcocks Bathroom story isn't just strange, it's downright unbelievable. In 2008, Pam was discovered fused to her toilet seat after reportedly spending 2 years in her bathroom. Yes, you heard that 100% correctly, 2 years. Her boyfriend finally called for help after realizing something was very, very wrong. Rescuers found Pam physically attached to the toilet seat, requiring medical intervention to free her. The incident baffled authorities and raised questions about how such a bizarre situation could unfold. Pam's ordeal is a stark reminder of the dangers of isolation and neglect. While the details remain murky, the story emphasizes the importance of checking in on loved ones, because sometimes they're not okay. And next time you feel like spending extra time in the bathroom, maybe set a timer and make sure you don't accidentally become a permanent part of the decor. All right, now, let's move to the next creepy mistake. Number 3. The Thai Cave Rescue. In 2018, 12 Thai boys and their soccer coach entered a cave for some post-practice fun, but Mother Nature had other plans. Monsoon rains flooded the cave, trapping them inside with no food and only dripping water to sustain them. What followed was a rescue operation that had the world holding its breath. An international team of divers worked tirelessly for 18 days to save the group. When the boys were finally brought out one by one, the relief was palpable, and the story became a global symbol of hope and teamwork. The Thai Cave Rescue is a reminder of human ingenuity and resilience, as well as the unpredictable power of nature. And let's be honest, next time you think exploring a cave sounds like a fun idea, maybe stick to a soccer field. If it's good enough for Pelé, it's good enough for us. So take this as a lesson to navigate life with caution and always have an escape plan. You never know when you might need it. Number 2. The tragic Navy ship trapping. One of the most heartbreaking tales of entrapment involves 3 U.S. Navy sailors, Clifford Olds, Louis Costin, and Ronald Endicott. During the attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941, these men became trapped inside the capsized USS West Virginia. As part of the protocol, the ship was sealed to stabilize it and prevent further sinking, leaving the sailors trapped inside. Desperate tapping sounds echoed from the hull, signaling their presence. Rescuers worked tirelessly, but the depth, lack of proper tools, and the risk of further collapses made their efforts nearly impossible. For 16 agonizing days, the men clung to life, rationing air and whatever resources they could find. Tragically, the tapping eventually stopped. This haunting episode highlights the profound risks of naval service and the ultimate sacrifice made by these sailors. It remains a chilling reminder of the unpredictable dangers faced by those who serve in defense of their country. Number 1. Ryan Reynolds in Buried. In the 2010 psychological thriller Buried, Ryan Reynolds delivered one of the most intense performances of his career as Paul Conroy, a man trapped in a wooden coffin with nothing but a lighter, a flashlight, and a cell phone. To capture the suffocating tension, Reynolds was actually buried in a coffin for many of the scenes. The confined space and lack of oxygen made the filming process physically grueling, and at times, Reynolds nearly passed out. This first-hand experience of claustrophobia and discomfort added an unmatched realism to his portrayal of Paul's growing panic and desperation. The film's unique premise and Reynolds' performance brought the terrifying concept of being buried alive to life, making Buried one of modern cinema's most chilling survival tales. Would you like to try it? Well, let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.